West Depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is. And that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump. And you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
Well, thanks for tuning in to the Playbook. I'm here with Jeremy Smith, head coach of Andrew Jackson football. Coach, thanks for being on. Talk about the prep that you guys had going into the week versus Shiraw.
Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, we did we felt like we had a pretty good week. We've been challenging our guys coming off of not such a good game, just, the battle mentality of we've been talking all year about playing with sense of urgency, intensity, coming out and playing fast. And so that was kind of the mission all week. We wanted to be able to do some things to try, we felt like offensively, to try to get our passing game going. Didn't quite work out the way we wanted to, but that was kind of our focus during the week, and we felt like it was a good week of practice. We're getting better as far as pulling the days together during the practice week, especially Monday through Wednesday, and finishing out on Thursday. So we've been doing like I said, a pretty good job of preparing for that. Our kids, we knew. Every week we feel confident. Our kids are very smart and able to pick up on some tendencies here and there. So it's not necessarily an issue of a lot of times us recognizing the defense or offense or what they're doing, but just going out and be able to execute it. So we felt pretty good about the week. We're battling some injuries here and there, and so trying to get quality practices in and then also taking care of our kids. So we've been trying to battle that, kind of that balance, but we felt pretty good about the week and about what plan we had in place.
And in that fourth quarter, you guys were down and were able to come back in the fourth quarter on the road. What was the message you gave to the guys after the game?
It probably started at halftime. We didn't have such a great first half, especially offensively. Defensively, we blew some coverages here and there that are coverages and some assignments that kind of got us in that situation. And, the big thing was, after the game, I told them today earlier was, I was proud of the way first time we really had to we got down. We had a lot of adversity and we battled. And so that was good to see. And I was proud of them with that. I always tell them don't take winning for granted and enjoy it and all that. But we told them, we got a lot to learn from. We got a lot to keep getting better on, to keep getting through our region. And so, but the big thing was, like I told them, I was proud of the way they battled. They faced some adversity there. We challenged them at halftime, and they answered the bell a little bit. So we got to pull together drives, and just keep, like I said, we got to keep getting better and keep learning.
And you said the offense maybe struggled a little bit in the first half. Talk about what changes were made and why you guys did better in the second half, and what do you want to see moving forward from the offense?
Yeah, so we know what's coming. You know, we get a lot of people trying to stop Trey running back, and we know that's coming, and people are going to load the box on us, and essentially we're getting one-on-one matchups, and so and we just got to win those battles. You know, we got to go our receivers and our quarterback, and we got to do a good job executing those, and we got to go win those battles. And so the first half, you know, we felt like we weren't, you know, winning at the receiver position, and so we kind of challenged them. You know, we're going to have to be able to make some throws and some good throws to really to get the ball rolling and execute a little bit more. So we, you know, the crazy part is we still rushed for over 200 yards, and they're playing 8 people in the box, which is, you know, not good numbers when you got 3 receivers on the field. So you're expecting to throw the ball, and the fact that we only completed 3 passes the whole game, it's not going to score you a lot of points a lot of times. So, you know, the big thing is we got to do a better job as myself and our coaches just to, you know, giving, you know, our receivers and quarterback some throws, get them in a rhythm, and just, you know, make them feel more comfortable with what we're doing. But we felt like we came out throwing the ball a little bit, and tried to get it going some more in the second half, which I think helped.
All right, and talk about your defense, what you liked from them.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, we made some adjustments at halftime. You know, we knew they were going to try to run the ball on us. That was going to be their game plan, that their offense is centered around running the ball, and if we could hold up in coverage. So we just made some adjustments, you know, to try to get an extra man to the ball and in the box. And so I felt like we handled it well. We challenged them at halftime a little bit too. Like I said, they had just blown some things mentally, and so we challenged them at halftime, and they shut them out. They were able to come out and shut them out in the second half. So it's never good. I think our defense played 80 snaps. That's never good, right? So you don't want your defense on the field that long, and so for us to, you know, a lot of times you don't win those games, and so you know, for them to play that many snaps in the game shows you that, you know, they truly battled and they hung in there.
And talk about special teams.
Yeah, so, you know, we felt like, you know, I thought punt did a great job this week. You know, I never want to say that because that means we're not doing what we should do offensively a lot. But we had some very good punts in there that flipped the field. You know, Banks had a decent punt return at one point. You know, we didn't really necessarily have opportunity to go after one of their punts based on how they punted and quick kick the ball and things like that. But we did a good, like I said, we did a good job of flipping the field and maintaining. And, you know, our kickoff team gets better each week of, you know, and Kirk's getting better each week, our kicker. So, you know, we executed right. We just, like I said, each week we're just trying to create a little bit more explosiveness out of those groups.
And you guys, I feel like you play in a pretty tough 2A region. There's a lot of good teams. You don't know which team each week is going to actually show up and show out. I know North Central beat Chesterfield and Central beat Buford, but both matches seemed like they were pretty close. And your game was pretty close. Talk about how that really is a benefit, you know, moving forward for whoever gets out of this region, playing other teams that maybe have a higher seed in the playoffs, that, you know, you guys are kind of battle tested.
Yeah, I mean, it's always beneficial, you know, if we can stay healthy and get us to play, you know, if we can stay healthy throughout the region, that's the main thing right now. We got a few guys that are banged up and out. And so, you know, that's the big thing is obviously it should help you. You know, we felt like our non-region schedule was going to help us, you know, seeing some very good teams. And so, you know, it obviously, you know, we keep telling our kids every week, the record doesn't matter. You know, with the teams we're playing, the record doesn't matter. You know, and I knew going into the game that Sherall was going to give us a tough game, and you know, they could possibly, you know, give us some problems, and they had their chances to win the game too. So I mean, it's not every week we know that we've got to show up. If we have an off week, we know we're going to, you know, in our region we're going to lose one. So I think the big thing is you look at our region, and what I see is, you see some teams that just their kids. I mean, they fight and they battle, and so each week they're just going to come out and they're going to battle and try to give it, everything they've got to try to, take you down that week. So we've got to match that. That's the big thing we keep telling our players is we've got to be able to match that intensity that the other teams are coming with. We look at it obviously as winning the region last year. They've got a little target on their back, and they know it, and they know if they don't come out ready to go each week, then somebody, we're going to slip up and somebody's going to get a win against us. So.
And this week you're at home against Chesterfield, who, again, one of these region teams. Historically, they go through 3 or 4 years where they're really, really good and maybe a year that they're down, but then they get themselves really good again. Tell about what you're expecting from Chesterfield.
Yeah, so looking on film, the big thing is, they've got some athletes that scare you. And so they're big. Their linemen, to me, have pretty very good size, and they got some in the receivers and the players in their D-line and linebackers in the box have some very good size to them. So off the hoof, I mean, they look very good, and athletically they look very good. So that's going to be a big challenge, right? Offensively, they're going to screen us. They're going to throw the ball around. They're going to use motions, different formations to kind of get you out of place. They have a pretty good run game. They use they bring another kid in, not necessarily Wildcat, but very similar to that kind of style where they're going to do some different things in the run game there. But the big thing is, and we've been telling our players so far today is, we got to be disciplined enough to be able to handle the different formations, the motions, and hold up coverage wise. That's going to be the big key this week. And defensively, we know what's coming. They play odd front, but they play a lot of guys in the box. And so, even North Central, who gave them looks of 4 receivers on the field, and, they were playing 7 guys in the box. And so they're going to try to – we know what's coming. We know that they're going to try to stop our run game, and they're going to give us and try to put the numbers there to do it. And so, we had to be – in our coaches meeting yesterday, that was a big topic. How creative can we be going into the week of trying to still establish a run game and make sure, like I said, that we got to get better in our passing game.
Yeah, it's called Operation Stop Trey. It's hard to do.
that seems what it is right now, and he deserves every bit of it. So I think he's over 1,000 yards for the year. So already, I mean he definitely he's going to get their attention.
Yeah. Well, good luck this weekend. Learn TV will be there. We're happy to cover another game out there, and we'll talk to you again next week, and we'll see you at the game.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh, yeah! Reach for the sky! We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is. And that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump. And you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
Well, great. Thanks for staying with us. I'm here with Joe Watson, head coach of Buford football. Coach, scoreboards, you look at and you see a 33-24 game, but it doesn't sound like that was that to you guys, that you were right there in it and you guys played, probably good enough to win minus a few little things. Talk about your prep going into the week and how you felt about it.
Well, we had a good week of practice. We thought we had some good keys on them. And, like I said, going in, we felt like we could move the football. We had a couple of new wrinkles offensively that we got into. And for the most part, we did what we wanted to do. We just, at the end of the day, we can't miss tackles. And that's where our demise came from. We gave up I think one big play in the run game and one touchdown pass that hurt us. But outside of that, our biggest thing is we got to tackle better.
And as I said, you have a game that you feel like you maybe could have won and maybe should have won. Talk about what you told the kids after the game.
Well, I didn't know this until we got back across the street in the coach's office, but statistically, we beat them up and down the field. We had 18 first downs and they had 7. We outgained them offensively by 117 yards of total offense. We had that more than them. But again, it just comes down to missed tackles. We had one that we had him tackled in the backfield by 3 different people, and he squirted out and scored on us. And then, like I said, we gave up a touchdown coming out of the second half on a kickoff return. And the 2 big plays, one in the pass game and one in the run game, that hurt us. But I think outside of that, again, it just comes down to the tackling and ensuring tackling up.
All right, and talk about, it sounds like your offense, you were pretty happy with the way they performed in the game. Talk about them and what you liked about what they did.
Well, there was a couple of times that we shot ourselves in the foot. We had the ball in the red zone and went from 4th and 2 to 4th and 12. And so those things can't happen. It's still a couple of penalties here and there that all false starts and stuff like that hurt us. But, rushing-wise, Friday night, Antonio Amos had 74 yards. Mason Dees had 67 at 2 different spots. He took some snaps at quarterback and then at running back as well. But he had a rushing touchdown. And then Aaron Morris was in the backfield for us too, and he had 60 yards off of rushing. And then, but I will tell you this: Coach Walters and the offensive line, they really got after it this week in practice, and it shows because we moved football on the ground for the most part. And those guys up front, those 5 guys up front, led by Ricky McKinnon, did a really good job for us. Receiving-wise, Aaron Morris had 130 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Tucker Wallace had 35 yards and a touchdown. So, again, it just comes down to tackling, man. That's where for me it starts and stops. And then passing wise, Noah Crump came in some limited action, and he had 166 yards of passing for 2 touchdowns, and both of those were to Aaron Morris. But defensively, 2 defensive ends that I've talked about all year, Michael James and Tucker Bone, had outstanding games. Ricky McKinnon played well for us too at the nose position. But Mikey had 5 tackles and 3 quarterback pressures and 2 sacks Friday night. So, and then Tucker was right there behind him on his heels, nipping at it. But for the most part, like I said, the 2 big plays are what got us.
And you mentioned the defense already a little bit, but you talk about the tackling and how that's got to improve. Is that as simple as, this week in practice, you go back to fundamentals and just that's what you work on?
Well, we're definitely going to go back to tackling a little bit in practice as far as different stations that we can do. But I think tackling just really comes down to want to and wanting to stick your head in there and make sure he's down. And of course, you got to get 11 hats to the ball too. So that's instead of seeing him wrapped up and say, oh, well, he's got him, and then he gets free. If we get 11 hats to the football, we get him down and we know he's down.
And you mentioned the kick return for Central that kind of hurt, but talk about special teams besides that.
Well, there we made a field goal, which got us in. I think it got us to 14, and then we recovered an onside kick. We tried it once before, and it didn't go quite. I think it went like 9.5 yards for us. But then the next time we scored, we put the onside team on the field. I'm sorry, went brain dead there for a minute and recovered it. Mason Dees did a good job getting down the field and getting on the football for us, which put us in a position to score again. So overall, I thought our special teams did fairly well outside of the one kickoff return coming out of the second half.
And one of the things I've noticed, especially about Buford throughout the years, like they might not ever be the biggest team that I've seen, but they're really resilient and they get after it. So talk a little bit about that, how, a loss is tough, but these kids really are, they get after it.
Well, I talked to the guy in the newspaper Friday night, and he asked me kind of the same question, and I commend the parents, man, because it starts there with the never wanting to quit attitude. And these kids, I've been out here 5 years now, and it doesn't matter where we are in the football game. They're not going to lay down. They're going to keep swinging. I told them at the beginning of the game, you got to have a boxer's mentality, man. You got to keep punching, and somebody's going to eventually go down. And that's what they did. They kept swinging. And I never fault the effort of a kid because, like I said, they're going to do that every time, no matter the score. And that's part of the process that I speak to. Is we don't look at the scoreboard. We just go one play at a time and focus on the next thing. And the scoreboard will take care of itself for us.
And you guys play in a region that has quite a few pretty talented teams out there that can do a couple different things. You play another one this weekend. You head to North Central. Talk about them and what you're expecting from them.
Well, they're a good football team, man. They beat Chesterfield Friday night, so they're 1-0 in the region. So I told the guys, this was a big week for us because we got to get back even. We got to get back to 1-1 and be able to control our fate. But they're going to be in a 3-man front, and they got some big kids down there. They're a lot like us, though. They go both ways, both offense and defense, and I'm sure the majority of them are on special teams as well. But, it's just we're going to embrace the corner. It's kind of the motto we're in right now. We're going to embrace the corner. You can't go right and you can't go left, man. You got to come out swinging. And that's where we are right now.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate it, and good luck this weekend against North Central, and we look forward to talking to you again next week.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate you having me. Go Jackets.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is. And that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump. And you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
Well, thanks for sticking with us. I'm here with Adam Hastings, head coach of Indian Land Football. Coach, talk about your prep going into the York game.
Well, I really thought it was probably our best week of practice. I thought our guys were, they understood the, just the magnitude of a game like a region game versus a team in York. And I thought we had a great week of preparation. I thought our guys did a really good job of mentally in getting in tune to what they had to do, physically being practicing, the way that we need to practice, especially the physicality needed to practice to be successful at our level. So felt really good going in the week, or going to Friday rather.
And unfortunately, you guys came up just a little bit short, 28-20. What was the message to the guys?
Just that, we played really good football for 3.5 quarters. I mean, we were in control for the game for the most part. We get an interception, we'd hit the ball all the way down, we get a touchdown called back, which would have put us up 2 scores. Then also in a situation where when we go to kick a field goal, miss the field goal, they come down and score and tie the game. So it just kind of put us we were kind of playing from behind after that. And, they added another score. Then we go down and score, miss the extra point. We go down 27 or 20-21 and just couldn't finish toward the end. Just had some mistakes that we weren't making in the first, 3.5 quarters that kind of showed up and reared their ugly head at us a little bit, which took us away from, opportunities that teams like York and our teams in our region are going to give you just because of how tough our region is.
And it seems like from our past conversations, your offense has been trying to find their identity, can do a lot of different things. How did you feel like they played in the game?
I thought they played really well. At times, we had, we had a fumble in a crucial time in the start of the third quarter that hurt us. But other than that, we did a good job of moving the sticks and staying on schedule. When we got off schedule, we had communication errors. It kind of slowed us down. Still missing Jaden Singletary, but I thought the guys did a really good job filling in, in his stead, and just trying to find the stability and just being consistent as possible.
And talk about the defense, because it seems like too a lot of these times they're keeping you guys in ball games.
Yeah, no, they are, and they're doing a really good job. And Chase Jones had a monster game, 9 tackles, a sack, an interception. I thought our linebackers and Tamir and Mikey and Justin had big games. I thought our defensive backs did a really good job, minus 2 or 3 plays. And, they did a good job of keeping, York off balance and forcing them to do some things that they didn't want to do. And, credit to York, they made some plays when they needed to.
And talk about your special teams. Sound like it was hit or miss, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, minus the missing the field goals, I thought our special teams played the best they've played all year. We returned a kickoff to the 7-yard line. They've returned a field goal or kickoff for a touchdown in every game this year except for one. And we did a great job of not letting them cross the 40 and just did a really good job in our coverage team. So, minus those 2 errors on the field goals, I thought we did a really good job.
And you guys play in a really tough region. And I know starting 0-1 isn't exactly what you were looking for, but in such a tough region, a win here or there, a couple wins can get you a second or even a third place finish and really get you guys ready for the playoffs, maybe taking on teams that may be higher ranked but haven't had as much talent or played against as much talent. Speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw it last year. We played, just how difficult our region is. We get into the playoffs. We travel to Lawrence, who was the one seed in their region. And, I think just the experience that we had playing the schedule that we did really paid off because, we played really well in that game. I thought going to West Side and playing, West Side the way we did, even though we lost, I thought we played well for the majority of that game. I thought that was just kind of a real indicator of the strength of it. So I think the biggest thing our guys is just, hey, every week's a new challenge, and we got to show up every week ready to meet those challenges and understand that, if we control what we can control, it's going to put us in a good situation when we get the opportunity to play the playoffs.
And speaking on going on, you guys are heading to Northwestern this weekend. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It'd be my first time in District 3 Stadium in a varsity game, and I think for most of our guys, we looked at it's been a long time since Indiana has been in that stadium. They do a great job. They're explosive. They have really good players. They play really good defense. They've been really explosive on their offensive side. So it's going to be a tough game. But I know our guys going to be up to the challenge. They're going to be excited for the opportunity to play, good football teams like we do every week. And it's going to be really an awesome opportunity for our guys to showcase what they can do.
Well, awesome, Coach. I appreciate you taking the time again this week.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
And I look forward to getting back to 1-1, hopefully next week here in the region. Good luck in that game.
Thank you.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh yeah! Reach for the sky. We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is. And that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump. And you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.